Hey folks, it's Mangrel. Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever had to spend hours upon hours trying to find your crashed quad, only to find it buried in tall grass or in a bush somewhere? I'm going to show you how you could try to make that process a way less painful experience by installing something like what I've got back here. And that is an active buzzer, which should help make this way easier to find in crashes. Now, before we get started, there's a couple of different ways to achieve something like this. And the easiest way is to actually use our motors as a beeper or a buzzer. And that's inherent to most speed controllers. Now, using the motors for our buzzer, this is how it sounds like. You can see it's fairly intermittent and quiet. Also, if the motors are really jammed up, if they're stuck in tall grass, for example, it does prevent them from emitting as much noise as they normally would. The other thing we can do is we can purchase a self-powered buzzer, which is a buzzer on a lithium battery, which means if the battery gets ejected or disconnected, that buzzer still will work. So that's really good. However, you have to get comfortable to arm and disarm that buzzer because right now you see my battery's disconnected. I don't want this thing to be beeping right now. And the final option is what I've got shown right here, which is an actual active buzzer that's powered by the flight controller and our main battery pack. So this will work in most situations. It will not work if the battery gets ejected. But realistically, I haven't had a battery eject in many years, especially with these really good battery pads over there. So this is the direction I'm going in. You want to purchase a 5-volt active buzzer. Very important, it has to be an active buzzer. And I purchased 10 of these from AliExpress for a couple of dollars. They come in different sizes. This is the smallest micro size I could find. I'll give you a link in the description. Next, I went ahead and I designed some 3D prints to allow this to be mounted on 3.5-inch standoffs and also 5-inch standoffs. I've prepared the buzzer for installation by installing it into my 3D print. I've also cut those legs off and I've soldered two 30-gauge wires onto the buzzer. Do bear in mind the buzzer does have polarity, so there is a positive and a negative. The positive is marked right there, so make sure you put your red wire on the right leg. Next, we're going to have to find where to actually connect our buzzer to, and most flight controllers will have dedicated buzzer plus and buzzer negative pads. So go ahead and look up your specific flight controller and see where those two pads are. Looking at the Ikon 2.8 from AvionRC, we can see our buzzer pads are right over here. Now compare that with my go-to AIO, which is the Happymodel Super F405. This one has the buzzer pads right up here in the corner. To look up yours and then we can solder them up. The buzzer's all installed. I've gone ahead and soldered the negative and positive right over here and run the cable down to here. And buzzer is nice and safe. Let's power this on for the first time, making sure we've connected the buzzer to the proper positive and negative terminals. All right, so we are hearing some beeping. That's because of the default Betaflight configuration. It does have the beeper turned on when certain things happen. Like for example, when the gyro initiates, it will make a beeping sound. So in Betaflight, you could modify your settings to determine when and if the beeper does activate. I usually just want the beeper to activate when I push a button on my transmitter. Now on my transmitter, if I flip this button over here, I should get beeping from both the motors and also the beeper we just installed. Let's do a test. Perfect, so that's way louder than just the motors themselves. And there we go, really cheap insurance should we ever lose sight of our quad. Hope you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and stay tuned for more videos.